My name is Lidya Radin, and I'm presenting a series of short videos for the voters of Jersey City, New Jersey. And in short, those videos are going to relay information so that you understand that City Councilman Steve Fulop does not deserve your vote for mayor in the year 2013. Now, let me set this up a little. I lived in Jersey City, New Jersey. City Councilman Steve Fulop was my city councilman. And he sells himself as the law and order candidate. He rode into town with his white hat, his holier-than-thou attitude, his Marine status, claiming to be the law and order candidate, and he criticizes the good old boys. So when I was physically assaulted and almost murdered at Jersey City Medical Center, I went to Steve Fulop, my city councilman, and I showed him a series of facts, and I asked him to make a few phone calls to stop the harm towards me, and he refused. And here's what you need to see. After I was physically assaulted at Jersey City Medical Center on Tuesday, September 30th, 2008, based on the lies that my landlords, their attorney, dishonest municipal court judge from North Bergen, New Jersey, Nino Falcone lied to this hospital. My landlords lied to this hospital. And the root of my problem is that I'm being persecuted through life by Yeshiva University's medical school. That's the Albert Einstein College of Medicine of Yeshiva University. I refused to sign a contract releasing Yeshiva University and all the doctors, lawyers, the staff, the faculty from liability in my case. So the way they execute their revenge is to stalk me through life like an animal, telling lies about me. And at Jersey City Medical Center, the security guards assaulted me based on those lies and almost murdered me. Now, most recently on Thursday, the 14th of June, 2012, I went to the Hudson County Freeholders meeting and I made a 4 to 5 minute presentation where I review some of the facts in this video. So the freeholders of Hudson County have no plausible deniability. They know what's going on. So does the Jersey City Council, because on the 13th of June 2012, again, I stood up in front of the Jersey City Council and I confronted Steve Fulop. And I showed him, when these events first unfolded, I went to Jersey, after I was physically assaulted at Jersey City Medical Center, fought my way out of that nightmare. A few months later, I got my hands on my medical records from Jersey City Medical Center. And these are not medical records. This is wholesale fraud. So you don't have to understand the entire story. All I need to do is show you a few documents, a few lies on a few documents, and you'll understand that I'm being persecuted by a bunch of psychopaths. So one of the documents that I showed to my city councilman, Steve Fulop, was a document that I'm going to show you. And this is a page out of medical records from Jersey City Medical Center. This was written on October 2nd, 2008. And here's the quote. And I'm going to show this to you, but first I'm going to talk you through it. And the quote says, quote, "As per Stacy," referring to Stacy Dix Kubiowski, an employee of Jersey City Medical Center, "as per Stacy, patient," referring to me, I am not Stacy Dix Kubiowski's patient. I have never been her patient. I am not a patient of Jersey City Medical Center. But here's what the quote says. Quote, "As per Stacy, patient has been mailing threatening letters to Judge Rodriguez," end quote. Now, Judge Rodriguez is the chief judge in the municipal court in Jersey City. So if Steve Fulop wants to be mayor of Jersey City, he's going to be responsible for Jersey City Medical Center, and he's going to be responsible for the municipal court as mayor of the city. So I went to Steve Fulop. I'm his constituent. He was my city councilman. I showed him this document. Quote, "As per Stacy, patient has been mailing threatening letters to Judge Rodriguez." This was written on October 2nd, 2008. And I explained to City Councilman Steve Fulop that this was a lie, and Stacy Dix-Kubiowski knew this was a lie on the date that she said it. How do I know? Because about a week before, there was a fax on Thursday, September 25th, 2008. There was a fax from the Jersey City Municipal Court to Jersey City Medical Center, to Dr. Chang, and that fax was of a letter that I handed to Judge Rodriguez on September 12, 2008, wherein I asked her to recuse herself from my case. That letter was not threatening in any way. So about a week before, on September 25th, 2008, everybody at Jersey City Medical Center who needed to know knew that I was not mailing threatening letters to Judge Rodriguez. But about a week later, on October 2nd, 2008, that was the lie that was told to hold me as a prisoner in Jersey City Medical Center, as if there was something wrong with me. There wasn't anything wrong with me. These people are a pack of liars. They're dangerous to others. They need to be criminally prosecuted and removed from society because these people almost murdered me. I was physically assaulted while trying to recover from 5 herniated discs and a pinched nerve. And as a direct result of that physical assault, I was left with serious bodily injury. I got Social Security disability not because I'm a psych patient. That's another lie. I got it because I have serious spinal injuries from that assault. So I'm going to show you the document so you can see it for yourself. And as I'm in City Councilman Steve Fulop's office, I said, you know something, Mr. Fulop, and this is the same thing I said to Debbie Simon at the Hudson County Prosecutor's Office. Accusing me of making the accusation that I'm mailing threatening letters to Judge Rodriguez is very serious. Please pick up the phone, call Judge Rodriguez, and ask her to fax those threatening letters to your office because we want to see them. City Councilman Steve Fulop wants to see them. My constituent Lydia Radin's here. She wants to see them. Also fax in copies of the postmarked envelopes. Now, I asked Steve Fulop to do this, and I asked Debbie Simon at the Hudson County Prosecutor's Office. Debbie Simon at the Hudson County Prosecutor's Office is a liar. She promised me an investigation, but she said that she couldn't do an investigation until she got her hands on the medical records from Jersey City Medical Center. And I confirmed with the Director of Medical Records, Bryna Keisner, on a tape-recorded conversation that Debbie Simon never even asked for my medical records. So what Debbie Simon does is she brings you into her office, she smiles in your face, she tells you a pack of lies, tells you she's going to do something, and then she waltzes you out the door and lies behind your back. So I was in Debbie Simon's office, and I said, Miss Simon, you're the Hudson County prosecutor. Please pick up the phone, call Judge Rodriguez, let her know that I'm standing here with you, and if Miss Radin has been mailing threatening letters to Judge Rodriguez, this is the chief judge in town, please fax those letters to my office because me and Miss Radin would like to see them, and fax copies of the postmarked envelopes. The truth is, there are no threatening letters to Judge Rodriguez that I mailed or gave to her by any other means. This is how the propaganda works. Judge Nino Falcone from North Bergen mailed me a threatening letter. A judge mailed me a threatening letter. That's how the propaganda works. I never mailed a judge a threatening letter. So City Councilman Steve, by the way, Municipal Court Judge from North Bergen, Nino Falcone, was hired as an attorney to come from North Bergen into Jersey City to execute frivolous evictions against me. He's dishonest. I can show that he's dishonest because he lied to Jersey City Medical Center after he lost against me. After my landlords cashed my rent payments as part of post-judgment relief, thereby accepting me as a tenant and waiving all previous action against me, Nino Falcone, angry and frustrated, called Jersey City Medical Center and lied about me. So I explained this to Steve Fulop, and I say, you know something, Steve Fulop, you sell yourself as the law and order candidate, And you can put a stop to the harm towards me with just a few simple phone calls to have a few people answer a few questions. And the harm towards me could stop. And Steve Fulop refused to do it. He does not deserve your vote for mayor in 2013. He can't even, as a Marine, he can't even make a few phone calls. So let's look at the page out of this is the page out of the medical records that I'm talking about. And this is from Jersey City Medical Center. I'm going to increase the magnification. I'm also going to make me a little more tinier as I talk you through this. Here we go. Okay, so this is the page out of my out of falsified medical records at Jersey City Medical Center. Okay, Dr. Vladimir Jelnov is the dishonest psychiatrist who threatened me, and he acted on his threats. Avoid him at all costs. Okay, I am not his patient. I'm a crime victim, and we're going to be looking at this is from October 2nd, 2008. These are not medical records. This is wholesale fraud. And we're going to come down to this quote right here where it says, and let me just enlarge this a little bit, bring this over. I'm going to make myself very, very small. There we go. Oh, I disappeared. Okay. And let me turn the hiding on so we can enlarge this so you can see this. And I'm going to read this to you. And this is the quote. And this says, as per Stacy, and that refers to Stacy Dix Kubiowski, as per Stacy, patient has been mailing threatening letters to Judge Rodriguez. Does everybody see that? Let me bring the magnification down a little bit so we can look at the quote in its totality. Right? There we go. Okay? Here we are. As per Stacy, patient has been mailing threatening letters to Judge Rodriguez. Okay? That's a lie. This is wholesale fraud. Okay? This is not a medical record. This is fraud. And again, this was written and related on October 2nd, 2008, and everybody at Jersey City Medical Center knew that was a lie from a week before. So following this, I'm going to be showing the presentation that I made on 14th June 2012, Thursday, to the Hudson County Freeholders. And the Hudson County Freeholders are the county government that's responsible for what goes on in Jersey City. And once again, I'm going to be presenting example after example after example that Steve Fulop does not deserve your vote for mayor of Jersey City in 2013. And it's very sad because had Steve Fulop done the right thing, I would be out campaigning for him rather than campaigning against him because Steve Fulop is a fraud. Thank you so much for your kind attention. Oh, by the way, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at CrookedDoctors, that's one word, CrookedDoctors, no spaces, lower caps, at yahoo.com. That's CrookedDoctors, one word, no spaces, at yahoo.com. I do a TV show from Manhattan every Friday from 6 to 7 p.m. where I present irrefutable evidence of the crimes towards me and of my persecution by the Albert Einstein College of Medicine of Yeshiva University because I refused to sign a contract releasing this medical school from liability in my case. And they stalked me through life like an animal, telling lies about me. At Jersey City, the lies that they told almost cost me my life. These people are dangerous to others. They almost murdered me. So from 6 to 7 p.m. at Time Warner Cable, Channel 34 in Manhattan, and streaming live on the internet at Manhattan Neighborhood Network. That's M as in Mary, N as in Nancy, N as in Nancy, Manhattan Neighborhood Network, MNN.org. You can watch me present more information about why Steve Fulop does not deserve your vote. Right after this, you're going to see 4 or 5 minutes of me at the Freeholders meeting. Thank you for your kind attention.
Oh, great.
Thank you.
Hello, Lydia Radin. I got some questions about me addressing the City Council yesterday about Steve Fulop. And this is the same question I asked Debbie Simon. Debbie Simon is paid by the Hudson County Executive, Tom DeGeese. So I stood in Debbie Simon's office and I stood in Steve Fulop's office. And I read from my intentionally falsified medical records at Jersey City Medical Center. Quote, from October 2nd, 2008, quote, as per Stacy, patient has been mailing threatening letters to Judge Rodriguez, end quote. Steve Fulop, you're my city councilman. I lived at 278 3rd Street. Please make a single phone call to Judge Rodriguez. It's not rocket science. Okay, it's a single phone call. If I'm mailing threatening letters to the chief judge in the municipal court, that's very serious. Please call Judge Rodriguez. I'm your constituent. I'm standing here in your office. These are very serious allegations. Miss Radin is standing next to me. Please fax those letters to my office so we can see them. Please fax copies of the postmarked envelopes. Steve Fulop refused to make a single phone call. He does not deserve your vote. And this, I'll be out there wherever you go, Steve, at any fundraiser, on the PATH trains, people deserve to know. He's running for mayor in 2013, and Steve Fulop does not deserve your vote. Debbie Simon does not deserve her paycheck from Tom DeGeese and from this county, because Debbie Simon is a prosecutor who did the same thing. Miss Simon, if I'm mailing threatening letters to Judge Rodriguez, it's a single phone call to Judge Rodriguez in the municipal court on Summit Avenue. Please fax those threatening letters to my office so Miss Radin can look at them. Let's publish them on the internet. The bottom line is there are no threatening letters from me to Judge Rodriguez. And the Jersey City municipal prosecutor had my educational records in his hands since February 2009 at least, but probably sooner. How did the Jersey City prosecutor's office, the Jersey City municipal prosecutor's office, get my records? He subpoenaed them. Who signed the subpoena? Judge Rodriguez. The Jersey City municipal prosecutor had my educational records in his hands from February 2009, but probably before, and those educational records showed that my medical school paid attorneys to lie in court about me 3 years before in 2006. So when the Jersey City municipal prosecutor, at least by February 2009, did not give my educational records to me, he committed the crime of obstruction of justice. And the reason why my educational records were not provided to me was so that months later in Manhattan, I could be subject to illegal, malicious prosecution. So, Steve Fulop, you're my city councilman. You rode into town with your white hat and your holier-than-thou attitude and your Marine status, and you claim to be the law and order candidate. Make one phone call to Judge Rodriguez to put a stop to the harm towards me, and his answer last night was no. Steve Fulop does not deserve your vote. Any questions? Here's what you guys should do. Make a phone call to Judge Rodriguez.